South Carolina's Republican presidential primary is this Saturday, and it's a crucial moment for Nikki Haley as she faces off with former President Trump on familiar territory.
I sat down with Nikki Haley in her home state of South Carolina as she looks ahead to this weekend's primary and beyond.
You've repeatedly said in a head-to-head with Joe Biden, the polling shows that you would beat him in that race. Do you think that there's something off about the primary system, that you haven't won a state yet?
The goal is let people vote, let this play out the way it's supposed to, and we'll see what happens. But what I hope that in the primary process, and what Republicans have done for way too long, is they focus on who they want to win the primary, but they don't ever look at the general. What good is someone to be your nominee in the primary if he can't win a general election? Donald Trump can't win a general election.
Because at some point you do have to win, right? Because you have to get the delegates.
I mean, our goal is to try and pick up delegates, of course. At the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. But one day at a time. I'm not going to let the pundits tell me I need to get out. I'm not going to let Donald Trump tell me I need to get out. I'm not going to let the political elite tell me to get out. So if I have to take the cuts and the bruises and the pain and the name calling, I'll take it. Because in the end, the only way you appreciate the blessing is when you go through the pain.
If you don't win South Carolina, this is your home. Like, that has to kind of sting a little bit.
It doesn't sting, because for me, I know the love South Carolinians have for me. They have made it very clear that I was a good governor. What we're trying to show them is that I can be a good president.
I want to read you what Donald Trump said. He said, "You're not supposed to lose your home state. I don't think she knows how to get out, actually."
Oh, I mean, I could get out anytime I wanted. You don't overlook the fact that I defeated a dozen of the fellas. You don't overlook the fact that I just outraised him, in the month of January. You don't overlook the fact that 70% of Americans don't like you and don't want you to be in this race. He's got to look at that. It's not normal to mock members of the military. It's not normal to spend $50 million worth of campaign contributions on personal court cases. It's not normal to side with a tyrant and a dictator who kills his political opponents over allies that stood with us after 9/11. None of this is normal.
Some of the critics will say the people here in South Carolina, they do love you. They talk about what a great governor you are, but they love Donald Trump. How do you get those people to choose to vote for you on Saturday?
I mean, to remind them, don't complain about what happens in a general election if you don't get this right in a primary, because we will lose. It's that simple. We will lose. Donald Trump lost it for us in 2018, in 2020, and in 2022. But you look a couple weeks ago, Donald Trump lost his case on immunity. I think he's got 3 verdicts against him, $500 million. Everything he touches, we lose.
You said after you ran for governor, it was really hard on your family. How has it been this time?
It's not easy running for office for your family. It's hard for them to watch the attacks. It's hard for them to hear what happens. It's certainly hard for my husband, 8,000 miles away. And it's hard for the kids. But look, I mean, our kids know we're a family of service. I'm incredibly proud of the kids and how they continue to just stay humble and true to themselves. And, that's what I'm grateful for at the end of the day.
I saw that little girl outside getting your autograph. She's a military family. Yeah. To see those little girls come up to you.
I love it. It's why, I have a bag of these friendship bracelets that these little girls give me. Her comment to me was, she said, "You're such a girl boss." And I told her that I want her to be a girl boss and I need her to be a strong girl. And so we see kids, girls and boys, that come up and they just want to hug and they just, they gravitate. And it's them that we have to think about, because I don't want them to grow up in a life of stress and chaos. I want them to have hope. I want them to know how blessed we are to live in America.
What do you think the end game of this all will be?
What I think about is, let's take it one day at a time. I have a lot of faith. I know God will guide me and have me by his right hand, by my right hand. I know that if we continue to do our part and fight hard for the American people, that everything will work out the way it's supposed to. And so I just continue to do the best I can every day and let the chips fall where they may.
And I'm so glad you asked the question, because I wanted to know at what point does she decide that, okay, it's over with. It's not looking good, but she wants to take it one day at a time.
She's taking it one day at a time, and as long as she says people tell her that they want her to be in this, she's going to keep fighting and keep doing it.
We'll be watching.
Yeah, Nikki Haley's campaign is also putting a focus on those Gen Z voters. She says she wants them, you heard her kind of talk about a little bit there, to know that their voice matters and, quote, they deserve to know what normal is again.
Great get right there.